is Megan, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite books of 2017. So I read about, I think my Goodreads goal was 50, and I think I'm on 48 right now. So I read about 48 books this year so far. And I liked some books and I didn't like some books. And I would like to show you the books that I really liked. So if you didn't like these books and you really hated them, please don't tell me, because these were my pride and joys of 2017 and I would like to keep them that way. Let's get into it. Also, before I start, if you would like me to do like my worst books of 2017, if that's something you would be into, please let me know, because I've got a lot of those. The first book I read and enjoyed was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, and I had read this after I finished the whole series, and I think that was a problem for me because a lot of things in Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storms I didn't understand. When I read this, I understood everything. I loved this. I loved my baby Selena, and most importantly, I love my baby Sam. I loved reading this because I got to see Sam, and you really got to see Sam and Selena's relationship, and it's just beautiful. And this book is a bind-up of novellas. It's a prequel to the Throne of Glass series. If you want to cry, read this book, because The Assassin and the Empire, which is the last story in this, it was beautiful and it was amazing and I cried. This has become one of my favorite Sarah J. Maas books. So go out and read it. And if you have read it, read it again. The next books I read is a series, and I finished the first 3 books in I think 3 days. And it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite trashy YA books, and that is the Paper Princess series by Erin Watt. And I really hope you can see that. But so the first book is Paper Princess, Broken Prince, Twisted Palace. And then there's a spin-off series that takes place after the events of the first 3 books, and that's Fallen Heir. This series is so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Erin Watt. And so Paper Princess is about a girl who's working as a stripper, and she lost her mom and she doesn't know who her dad is. And then one day this random guy comes and he says, "I'm your dad's best friend." And then she goes to live with him, which is very weird. So then she moves in, and then she finds out he has four sons. They all hate her. And it's just kind of their story. And that's the first 3 books. It follows Ella, which is the main character. And then Fallen Heir follows Easton, which is one of the brothers. So the next book I thought was phenomenal is Carnivale by Stephanie Garber. And I loved this. Carnivale is a kind of like the night circus-ish. So this story follows a girl named Scarlett and Tella, and they're both sisters. And every year they hear about this magical place called Carnivale, but to go you have to be invited. And then one day they get invited, and they go, and Tella ends up getting swept away in Carnivale. So Scarlett has to play the game that is Carnivale to get her sister back. It's weird and phenomenal, and I recommend this. And I didn't mention this before, but all these books I gave like 4.5 stars and up. So that's how I compiled this list of my favorite books. Yeah, I don't know why I did air quotes there. My favorite books. The next book I read is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. And this book is so good. So The Hate You Give is about a girl named Star Carter, and she lives in a poor black neighborhood, but then she also goes to school at a preppy white private school, so she has these 2 separate lives that she goes between each day. And then one day she's at a party, and she finds her friend Khalil, who she hasn't seen in a while, so they're going on a drive, when a police officer stops them and shoots Khalil for no reason. And the only witness there is Star. This story is about how Star deals with it, and how she doesn't know what to do because she's the only one who was there. She was the only witness, so she has to speak up, but she's too scared to speak up. It's great. So I forgot to add this book. So I've been going in order as I read them. Like 2 books ago, this was supposed to be mentioned, but I accidentally skipped it. And that is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. Oh my gosh. Listen up, y'all. I absolutely love this series, and I was a little skeptical because Glass Sword, which is the second book in the series, wasn't that good compared to the first book. I didn't have high hopes when I picked this up, but I knew I had to because I say this all the time because, you know, my boy Maven, I love him to death. And so I was a little skeptical picking this up. This broke all my expectations. It was so good. I don't know what to say when it's like series books because I don't want to give away the plot, but just know, if you don't know what the Red Queen series is about, it's a fantasy book. You're in this world where you're divided by blood. You have silver blood and you have a power like growing telekinesis. You can control metal, you have fire, or you have red blood, which means you're just a normal human, but you're kind of like peasants in this world. And Mare Barrow, she has red blood, but she goes to work at the castle for this huge Queen's trial thing, and she, you know, something happens, and she figures out that she has silver abilities, but she's a red blood, and it's crazy good. King's Cage, go pick it up. Or Red Queen, go pick it up if you haven't. The next book I read is Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Sorry? I read this book when I found out they were making a movie, and it had my other boy in it, Nick Robinson. Nick Robinson is going to bring justice to Simon. So Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda is about a boy named Simon. He's scared to come out as gay. He's been writing to this pen pal named Blue, who goes to his school, who's also closeted gay. And one day, this guy named Martin finds Simon's emails and takes a picture of them all and is blackmailing him. And he's threatening to release the emails to the whole school. And, you know, Simon's like, no way, man. Don't do that. Yeah, go check it out. It's great. The next book I enjoyed is Illuminate by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. But I listened to the audiobook while I was reading this, and oh my god. I have never heard a better audiobook in my life, and I was listening to the audiobook while reading along with this because the audiobook itself does not make sense unless you read along with it. That's such a dynamic duo. 12 out of 10 would recommend. Illuminate is one of those books that I can't really describe. One, because I'm not good at describing things, and two, so complex. So Illuminate is told in like a series of case files and like pictures and audio transmissions, and it's crazy. I think I cried while reading this, but I also cry while reading a lot of things, but 12 out of 10. The next book I read is one of my trashy YA books, and it's by my girls, Erin Watt, and that's When It's Real. And this was so good. I was so excited to read this because Erin Watt wrote the Paper Princess series. I need more books from Erin Watt. End of story. They're so good. When It's Real is about a boy named Oakley Ford, who is basically this book's Justin Bieber. Oakley Ford is kind of at his low point in his life where the media is just like portraying him as a terrible person and this and that. So that leads to our girl Vaughn Bennett, and her sister works at a record label company. One day Vaughn goes in and Oakley Ford's manager sees her and he's like, you want a job, you'll get like $1 million from it. And she's like, yeah, of course, duh. And the job is for her to be Oakley Ford's fake girlfriend, and you know, fake relationships never work out. Someone ends up getting feelings for the other person. It's great. It's amazing. Check it out. Check out Erin Watt. The next book that really blew my mind is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Do I really need to say anything else? The Court of Thorns and Roses series is my favorite series. And this book, it didn't disappoint, but it's no A Court of Mist and Fury, but it's a close second. It's phenomenal. I cried. I ugly cried. My heart broke. My heart reformed together. It's great. It's amazing. So we're down to our final two, and the next book that I enjoyed is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Oh my god. This book got me out of my reading slump, and I'm so thankful for it, and I think that's why I liked it so much, is that because it got me out of my reading slump. I'm so excited for the second book. So this is a duology, I believe. in this world, you have the Renegades and the Anarchists. I think that's the word. So the Renegades are the superheroes. They're looked highly upon. They're the good guys, while the Anarchists are, the bad guys. So you have our main character, Nova, who goes by the name of Nightmare, and she has a power that if she touches someone skin to skin, it makes them fall asleep. And she is an anarchist. Her uncle was, the leader of the group. So the Renegades killed her uncle and her family, so she wants to get revenge. So one of the anarchists has the great idea to enter her to the Renegades trial and to have her become a renegade and take them down from the inside and be their spy. So she does it. And that's when she meets Adrian, who goes by the name of Sketch. And he has the power to draw something and bring it to life. And it's really cool. They end up falling for each other. And it just gets very messy, but beautiful messy. And it's great. So the last book that I loved was Warcross by Marie Lu. This had such a good plot twist at the end. I kind of guessed the ending, but not the plot twist. If you've read Warcross, please talk to me about it, because I thought it was phenomenal and I want someone to talk about it with, because I have so many feelings bottled up. So I kind of see Warcross as the Super Bowl, but Super Smash Brothers Super Bowl, if that makes any sense, if you've ever played Super Smash Brothers. So you have your main character, Mika Chen, who is poor, and she's about to be evicted from her apartment when she watches a Warcross game, and she sees a power-up, which is super rare, and it's worth a lot of money on the black market. So she hacks her way in to steal it. But she ends up hacking her way into the game physically, where everyone who's watching the game can see her. And Hideo Tanaka, who is the creator of Warcross, calls her up and says, hey, I have a job for you. Do you want to be my hacker and try to find this guy who's trying to take down Warcross? And I had so many feelings all reading this. I love Hideo. But again, someone please talk about it with me. Please. I need to get my feelings out. Anyway, that was my favorite books of 2017. Did you read any of these books that I mentioned, and did you like them? Please let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!